Good afternoon from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International from Houston, Texas. How are you all doing today, wherever you are on Earth? Yes, a bright, great afternoon here. Everything looking good. I went to the church today to praise the Almighty God. I was invited to a birthday party by a close friend, who had a birthday and, invited me to her church. So I was there. It was awesome. It was awesome. Actually, I streamed a little bit of it on our channel at ONN. Yes, Nigeria. Nigeria, how are you? America, how are you? Right, two great countries. You see, I'm caught in the middle. United States, I live. Nigeria, I was born there. Wow, what can we do to make these two great countries, forge a type of very progressive partnership, underlined by respect for one another, to push the world forward. Yes, we are in a very, very, challenging times here, everywhere and around the world. Yes, the big story of the week was the arrest last week. The arrest in Finland of Mr. Simon Ekpa, the one of the leaders of IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, who lives in Finland and has been a great anchor, a great voice of Biafra since Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya, and bundled back. He was not arrested, he was kidnapped in Kenya and bundled back to Nigeria, where he has been incarcerated since nearly 3 years now. And because the Nigerian government is such a crazy government, so afraid, two courts have pronounced him innocent and discharged and acquitted him. But the country that is supposed to be anyway, in the hands of a rogue government that is supposed to be respecting the rule of law, have been holding this young man in captivity since then because they are scared. They are scared. They are scared. A country that is afraid of interrogating itself, a country that breathes down on its citizens. Oh no, Nigeria, my great country, in the hands of a terrorist, a drug dealer, and now we have had series of terrorists. We have two in a row. Buhari was a terrorist, the grandfather of Boko Haram. Yeah, he destroyed everything about Nigeria. It finished off the country's armed forces and put terrorists in its command and control infrastructure. And he handed over to his partner in evil, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, a drug dealer who was sadly here in this country, United States of America. Yes, he was a commercial drug dealer here in Gary, Indiana. He was one of those who destroyed Gary, Indiana, a very important American state, very important agrarian American state. Yes, yes. He was, to evade justice, he did plea bargaining, after which he was made to pay a restitution of nearly 500,000 US dollars before he returned to Nigeria. Yes, to carry on, to continue his criminality. He became a senator in Nigeria. Yes, he became a senator in Nigeria, a drug dealer, a condemned drug dealer who is supposed to die, who is supposed to be punished for killing thousands of Americans, and they are destroying their families. Yeah, and destroying families around the world. He came and became president in the in Nigeria. He became a senator, became a governor, and now forced himself as a rogue president inside Nigeria. Yes, with the support of Joe Biden type of United States. Yes, yes. Joe Biden kept quiet. He had access to his criminal record. He supported him to become the president of Nigeria, and this is what they want. Yeah, the globalists, as Donald Trump described them, the globalists, they never want anything good for the world. They want criminals in countries around the world so that they can continue to manipulate them and blackmail them with their criminal records. That was how Joe Biden, that was how he lined behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become a rogue president of Nigeria through a through a sham of an election. And they know, yes, the Western media condemned it, the Western observers condemned it, and that was it. Business continues. As long as they will have access, their companies will have access to raw materials from Africa. Who cares about those people? Yeah, you know, just they say those people. That's how they describe Africans. You know, hey Dorian, how are you? Hey, I'm doing good. What's up? What's up with you? MHH, Mav, how are you? All right, that folk, how are you? You doing good? Yes, if you are listening, you are tuning in from everywhere on earth, please share our message. If you have not subscribed, please do us a favor. Subscribe to this historic channel. Yeah, we want to give a new perspective on how things are reported. We report purely on truth. If it is not true, we don't mess with it. Everything we say here is underlined by the truth. And that is why we are able to say that. Yes, Nigeria is in trouble, big trouble. Turmoil everywhere. Criminals have taken over our country. Yes, criminals, puppets of foreign imperial corporations. Yes, who never want to see anything good coming out of Africa. That is why we got stopped. When you stand up, like I'm standing up for my people, standing up for the whole of Nigeria, they brand me an enemy. They do everything to frustrate our work, do whatever they can to criminalize and try to arrest you. So something just happened in Finland. There is a Biafran agitator called Simon Ekpa. He has been vocal. You know, some of the things he says and does, I do not agree with some of the things, but he's a human being. He's agitating rightfully for his people. Now, they are not asking themselves questions. Why do people like Simon Ekpa, why do they come about? Who turned them into the monsters that they are? Yes, who turned them into the monsters that they represent to some people? Why are they not interrogating themselves, interrogating the system of Nigeria that, frustrates some people in Nigeria, that frustrates a particular ethnic group in Nigeria, that makes them look like they are aliens in Nigeria? We are not asking that question. So that is what we are addressing today. So Nigerians, some tribalistic Nigerians, and some religious fanatics, bigots in Nigeria are celebrating the arrest in Finland by the Finnish authority of Mr. Simon Ekpa because of his activities in Nigeria. That is inspiring his people to stand up for themselves and make them not look like they are strangers in Nigeria. Actually, they want to break away from Nigeria. They have a right to eat because it is their right to self-determination, which is a basic human right. So nobody, and this right is written boldly in the Constitution of Nigeria. So where are they wrong? How did they go wrong? And as we speak right now, there is ethnic cleansing going on actively in that part of Nigeria that they call Southeast. They are killing a lot of Igbos in the Southeast. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm a Nigerian. I have to stand up for them. I'm the champion of Open Nigeria. And the reason we are championing Open Nigeria is to address this type of hate and discrimination against some people in Nigeria. We want to open Nigeria to access to opportunity for all Nigerians to grow and develop, yes, progress and prosper according to their level, their abilities and levels of competency. We believe that will be fair. We believe that is the social and socioeconomic justice that the people of Nigeria deserve, and rightly so. And that is why it is because these people are denied access. They are treated like animals. They are treated like strangers in their country, they are driven away from every part. You go when they go to Lagos, they tell them that they are Igbos. They are not supposed to be in Lagos. They should go back to their places. When they go to Kano, yes, they will drive them. Me, I was a victim in the Kano. This is not will not make it possible for you to see my scar. Yes, I was stabbed. Why? Because they expected that everybody in Kano must be a Muslim. Yes, why should I be a Muslim? Is it compulsory that I have to be a Muslim? And by the way, I was denied an employment opportunity in Nigeria, in Kano, industrial nurse position, advertised by NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Yes, and all the petroleum in Nigeria is harvested, is drilled from my place. I am from the Niger Delta area of Nigeria. Yes, something that is coming out from my place. I went to Kano, sought an employment, I went through the interview process. I came top. Yes, 1988, I was the first, the best candidate for the job. You know what? I was not given the job. And then somebody pulled me aside and asked me, yes, your name is Mado. All you need to do is put A and H before Mado. Then it becomes Amado. And then become a Muslim in order to get that job. Then I told him, you are stupid. Why am I a Nigerian? Why is my Nigerianness conditional? This is what Nigerians are facing. This is what drove the likes of Nnamdi to the extremism that they are now condemning. And you know what? Nigeria is still not doing anything to address this anomaly. They want to beat down. Yeah, they're like a rogue doctor who wants to treat a rogue symptom that he created. Yes, so that he will continue to make money off of that system. Nigeria will never rest. Nigeria will never settle unless there is justice in that land. So why are people celebrating the arrest of Simon Ekpa? Yes, why are you celebrating? The foolish chief of defense staff, Christopher Musa, that guy, I don't know which school he went to. This is the problem I have with the Nigerian elites. They went to, they say they have education. They can't apply their education. Ordinary common sense that is supposed to be free, they don't have it. He was celebrating and yelling, saying that they have been asking that he be extradited to Nigeria. Now, let me inform Christopher Musa. Finland will never extradite Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. Never. Nnamdi Kanu holds a dual citizenship. He has a Finnish citizen. Unless maybe the Finnish government have been paid money or been promised oil or crude oil, as always, that they used to do deals, dirty deals. That is when they will. But I don't see Simon Ekpa being extradited to Nigeria to face any type of trial. What did he commit? He did not commit any crime on the soil of Nigeria. And so you cannot be asking for his extradition. I think that's the most stupid thing. Those who advise this rogue government, they don't have brains. You know, I heard what is it called? This corrupt journalist they call Abati, Ruben Abati, very hateful, very tribalistic, very nasty guy. You know, talking rubbish, and they're condemning the whole Igbo race over the activities of a few persons who are actually standing. They are activists. They are advocating for the liberation of their people. You don't want them in Nigeria, and they want to leave. Why not let them go? Let them go. If you don't want them, is it by force that you have to be in a relationship? In a relationship where you are not respected, you have a right to leave. And that right is what the Igbos, those who are advocating, advancing a cause for Biafra, that right, that basic human right, that right to self-determination is what they are expressing. They have the right. Yes, even if I don't want Nigeria to balkanize, they have the rights. Yes. How many times has Nigeria called these people to the table and say, let us sit down and talk things over? Let us open Nigeria, like I am asking. They killed these people, 5 million of them, between 1967 and 1970. Yes, and then when they decided that they have finished killing, they talked about the 3R, reconciliation, reconstruction, and we speak right now, there is an active act of genocide going on in that part of Nigeria. And nobody is saying anything about that. And we say we have one Nigeria. When one part of Nigeria is in trouble, the rest of Nigeria will keep quiet, as if it is only the problems of those who are directly impacted. It doesn't happen here in the United States. It doesn't happen in the little Britain that call itself United Kingdom. It doesn't happen in France. It doesn't happen in Spain. It doesn't happen anywhere but in Nigeria. So this arrest is funny. Yes, they arrested him. If they want to prosecute him, they let the Finnish government prosecute him where he is. But those expecting Simon Ekpa to be extradited to Nigeria, you are like that dog that is waiting for the testes of a ram to drop off so he can eat it. It's not going to happen. Hear me now. It's not going to happen. If Nigeria is serious, Nigeria should go and sit down and talk. We went into an amalgamation treaty, illegal, wicked, heinous amalgamation treaty in 1914. The amalgamation treaty was supposed to last for 100 years. And effectively in 2014, that amalgamation treaty expired to make Nigeria an illegal entity. Yes, illegal sovereign entity. All we needed to do was to sit down at the negotiation table to chart a course for a new Nigeria, an all-inclusive Nigeria. But some people don't want it. They don't want it. And they are the ones who are shooting up Nigeria. Instead of holding those people accountable, you are holding those who are resisting them accountable. What a country. Really, what a country. Yes, this is why I'm coming here to tell the people of Nigeria. I don't care where you come from, east, west, north, and south. Nigeria is an illegal entity right now. You know that? The amalgamation treaty expired in 2014. We need a new country. We need an open Nigeria. We need an all-inclusive Nigeria. We need a Nigeria where the Hausa man, we have his signature appended. And the Igbo man, we have his signature appended. The Calabar man has his signature appended. And all ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. So we can be on the pathway to nationhood and greatness. Yes, a country that is endowed with just everything. There's nothing. There's no reason Nigeria should not be a superpower if we have our acts together. Yeah, imperial forces, especially led by Imperial Europe, led by specifically the little United Kingdom, yes, wants to continue to keep our people divided. And then the Arab influence is coming in through the north of Nigeria. Some people want to be more Arabs than Nigerians. They want to be more Arabs than Africans. Yes, that is where the problem is. Are we ready to sit down? Are we ready to really build a country? Yeah, I want to build a country. That is why I'm advancing a cause for Open Nigeria. But where Open Nigeria is impossible, let the people of Nigeria, those who want to build a real country, let them go. The Igbos are ready to build a country. So if you don't want them in Nigeria, if you cannot tolerate them in Nigeria, let them go. That is what this whole thing is about. Why are you holding them by force? You are holding them hostage. When you hold somebody hostage, that person has a right to fight back. And that is what is happening. Yes, and you think this arrest is going to solve the problem? The arrest and detention, incarceration of all Igbos will not do anything for Nigeria. It will make Nigeria's situation worse. Yes, Nigeria is dying because they are excluding the Igbos. And they know, everybody knows this. How can you exclude such a strategic partner, a strategic component of Nigeria, and you want to build a great Nigeria? You are joking. Serious joke. And that is what Nigeria has been turned into. Yes, so I just wanted to let Nigerians know that there is injustice against the Igbos. Yes, we know they hand us this hate generationally. The generational hate for the Igbos. Yes, almost every ethnic group in Nigeria has this disease of hating the Igbos. But the more you hate them, you have seen, they are not the people you are going to wipe out just like that. The more you hate them, the more they devise new scheme of survival. But I don't want the Igbos to be running. I don't want them to have mental problem. I want them to come into Nigeria with us and fight for the soul of Nigeria. That was what I told Nnamdi Kanu. He did not listen. Yes, that was the mistake he made. I told him, if you want to fight Nigeria, you have to be ready to fight Nigeria from everywhere in Nigeria and not bring Nigeria. Yeah, it's not Nigeria that is fighting and the Igbos, just a few people. Yeah, Osman Danfodio children. Yeah, and their accomplices from the southwest of Nigeria. Yes, some of them, the elites, those whose ancestors were signatories to the fraudulent amalgamation treaty. They are the ones troubling the Igbos. The rest of Nigeria don't want to fight Igbos. We are tired. They are tired. But where you don't want these people to be Nigerians, I will support, let them go. But if the Igbos go, Nigeria will die. It's simple. Nigeria is still in coma right now, breathing a little oxygen, because there are still some Igbos who are interested in doing things with Nigeria. Yeah, that is why. The day the Igbos leave Nigeria, that will be the end of Nigeria. You think I want to be in the same country with idiots who are more Arabs, who want to see themselves as Arabs and then want to lord it over me? Hell no. Hell no. The Igbos go, that would be the solution of Nigeria. But my thing now is, I don't want the Igbos to go. I want them to come with full force, with the same rage that they are agitating for separatism. Let them bring it. Bring their might. Let all of us bring our mights together and see if we will not run these people out. That is what we need to do right now. But those who think arresting Nnamdi Kanu, you have him in jail right now, right? And define all court orders to release him. And now they added Simon Ekpa. I heard he's been released because Finland not be Nigeria. You know, Finland is not Nigeria. Finland is a country that respects the rule of law. It will be, if they find him guilty, yeah, that's up to them what they want to do with him. If they truly, establish that he was involved in any terrorist activities, then he should go in for it. But like me now, some people occasionally throwing that I'm trying to incite violence. That is their new thing. How an illegal government has no right to go after any person agitating against it. So this is the thing. So my brothers and sisters in Nigeria, let us come to our senses. Let us reason with our hearts. Has Nigeria truly been fair to the Igbos of Nigeria? Yeah, this is a question that all Nigerians listening to me right now and those who will listen to me later must go to sleep with. Sleep over it and wake up. Has Nigeria been truly fair to the Igbos? Why is it that there are Igbos cannot be anything that they want to be in Nigeria? Why is it that the Igbos are the only ones that are always being ganged up against? Why is everybody afraid of the Igbos? Now let's talk about, I don't care about where anybody who rules Nigeria is from. I don't care about his or her religion. But now let us come back home and talk like, I want to talk like reason a little bit like Nigerians are reasoning right now. And they reason like a normal human beings. Now let us name all the heads of states and presidents who have led Nigeria. All right. The first prime minister of Nigeria was who? Tafawa Balewa. What did he do? And which tribe is he from? I'm not a tribal person, but for the sake of analysis. All right, he took over in 1960 because he was the one who had the executive power. Nnamdi Azikiwe, that they say president didn't have any executive power. He was misled. After winning an election, he handed over to someone else. Because he wanted to wear field marshal uniform. He thought that was where the power is. The white man was laughing at him. The man who was recorded later, who is confessing now because he's about to die. Because when they want to die, that is when they confess, thinking that that will take them to their heaven. All right. So he said that Azikiwe was obsessed with the field marshal uniform. And that was what he thought where the power was until he found out later. And he tried to fight, but they told him, no, it's not. You don't have the power to tell us anything. All right? So, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, 1960 to 1966, 6 years, what did he do? And which tribe was he? He's from the north, and perhaps Fulani. All right. Now, number two, when the coup happened, I feel sad that that coup was not allowed to take its full course. Agui Ironsi, for some reason, because he was the oldest member of the armed forces, he took over power. He did one thing no Nigerian has ever done, and he's an Igbo man. 6 months. You know what he did? He saw the danger in Nigeria. He decided, yes, as an emergency, to unify the whole country. He did not say he actually banned an Igbo union. Yes, he banned an Igbo union. The only way, he wasn't a politician. Politicians are never good. They have never been good. He brought about, they say he came about unitary constitution. He was in an emergency situation, but he stands out as the best person who has led Nigeria for only 6 months. He managed to bring the country together. He didn't want the country to be divided. What did they do? Because they hate unity. They killed him in a counter coup. In a tribal coup now. They said that the first one was an Igbo coup. The second one wasn't an Igbo coup, all right? But they were speaking in Hausa, all right? They were Fulani speaking in Hausa. After they muzzled the Hausa people, they took their language and have been committing sin, wicked, evil Fulani elites with ties to Madam Fodio. Yeah, the violent man who killed Hausa people and destroyed their kingdoms, seized their lands and drove all their kings and installed his own as emirs across the north of Nigeria. All right, they came back in full force using Yakubu Gowon. Yakubu Gowon, his name was Jacob. You know, in order to fit into the arrangement, he had to change his name to Yakubu. Yes, Ojukwu used to call him Jack. He changed his name to Yakubu in order for him to be a Fulani. All right, he was a military head of state of Nigeria from 1966 to 1975. Until Murtala Mohammed came. Murtala Mohammed, another Fulani, right? But some people say it's Baron. But he decided that he was a Fulani, foolish man. All right? He drove out Gowon while Gowon was outside Nigeria on an OAU meeting. They took over. All right? They took over. From 1975 to 1976, starting February, yes, when he met his Waterloo for his wickedness. Murtala Mohammed was a war criminal that ought to be in the Hague, like Gowon should, even as he's living right now. Yes, he went and he was killing innocent and defenseless civilians. Yes, he wiped out a lot of people in my own place, in the present-day Delta State. He was shooting innocent and defenseless civilians, non-combatants. Every day, he murdered thousands. So we're not surprised when Karma caught up with him on February 13th. He was cut off, his head was cut off. Right? They managed to come back and then put Olusegun Obasanjo, yes, from one of their allies, their amalgamation allies. Yes, there were Igbos in the army. They did not see any of that. They brought Olusegun Obasanjo to replace Murtala Mohammed. Olusegun Obasanjo was there until 1979. 1979. All right, you see? 1979. Olusegun Obasanjo was more or less belonged to the Ottoman Fodio Fulani groups because you have to have something to do with them in order for you to be comfortable. And this is an infinitesimal minority in Nigeria. Yes, doing this to Nigeria with the help of Imperial Britain. 1979, then came Shehu Shagari, a Fulani. Yes, we know how he came to power during how they manipulated the NPN primary election that Abiola was supposed to have won. Abiola was not in that arrangement. Yes, they removed him. They said Nigeria was not for sale. They put Shehu Shagari as head of state. 1979 to 1983, he was there. Muhammadu Buhari, another Fulani, came, took over power in a coup. Yeah, from Shehu Shagari, his Fulani brother, with ties to Osman Danfodio. All right? Buhari was there until 1986. Until 1986. Then Babangida came. Babangida claimed that they say he's a Fulani. Some people said it from so many places. But again, that northern tie, northern nationalism, yes, that the Fulanis created. Ahmadu Bello created that. Yes. Babangida was there for 8 years until he was forced out. All right? Then Abacha came. The same thing. The same people. Abacha came. After Abiola won an election, Abiola again came back in the picture. He won an election. The best election ever in Nigeria. He won an election, but they didn't want him. That was while Babangida stepped aside, put a Shoneko, a Yoruba man with ties to the amalgamation group. All right? Abacha was looking around the corner. Within a few months, Abacha told him, you get out of here. It's my turn. Abacha took over. Abacha was there until they said they poisoned him. He died mysteriously. Yes, I think it was a poison. International conspiracy involved. Then came Abdul Salam. The same people. Abdul Salam. He wiped out what was left in the country's external reserve. Today now he's an elder statesman. Nigerians respect. Come on, Nigerians are not serious. We are not a serious people. Then again, from prison, they went and brought back Olusegun Obasanjo that Abacha had put in prison. You see, these people, you think this is not a joke. This is not an accident. This is not an accident of history. Okay, there were Igbos all this time. They never find an Igbo man worthy of being put in that position. Yes, Obasanjo came and ruled Nigeria again with iron fist for 8 years. 8 years. 8 years. When his 8 years was over, there was need to show for another one. They brought Umar Yaradua, a sick man with end-stage renal disease. This man was dying from kidney problem that is not being treated. They brought him. Yes. Within 2 years, he died. And you know what happened? The controversy around his sickness. Yes, even when he was dying, they were telling us that he was okay. He died many months before he was returned. And then when they brought him back, they switched off the light at the international airport in Abuja. Now, his wife became the de facto head of state. We had to force them until they decided to use the doctrine of necessity. That's what they call them. And one of the people who has always been in the picture, criminal David Mark, was Senate president. You see what I'm talking about? The damn stupid, retarded, and backward northern nationalism against our country's overall interests came into play. They put Jonathan Goodluck in power. He served out Yaradua's term and then went and stood in a standalone election, which I called it a national blackmail that was like overdue. They made him president. Instead of this man working and making a difference, like a presidency handed to him on the platter of gold, what a sensible man would do was to run with it and do his best and let his work for him. No. He started a tango with the same criminal northern elders. They call themselves northern elders. They are not Nigerians. They don't care about Nigeria. They want to keep Nigeria divided and retarded. They use religion. They use region. They use all kinds of nonsense to hold their people in Nigerians there in the north in captivity, in order to continue to rob, fleece Nigeria, and they don't give back anything. They are there for selfish interest. They are more Arabs than Nigerians. They are not Nigerians. They have no business being on the leadership platform of Nigeria at any level. Instead of good luck, Jonathan, working to distinguish himself, he got himself in a tango with them. They hijacked his government. Now they promised him second term. They told him to fire Dr. Festus Odumegu, a man who had mapped out Nigeria for its first, maybe perhaps the world's first scientific head counts, as the head of the Nigerian National Population Commission. They told him if he removed him because he was involved with producing beer, that they will support him for second term. Jonathan Goodluck, that is touted today as the father and great man of democracy. Nigerians are blind for the most part of it. He gave them the opportunity. He fired Dr. Festus Odumegu. He fired him. That man needs to come out to really tell the world what happened. I don't know why. Is he still alive? I'm not sure if he's still living. He fired him. And then they had their way. When the election came, what happened? He didn't know that they recruited a terrorist. Yes, the champion of Boko Haram, Muhammadu Buhari, to replace him. The rest is history, 2015. And because of his attitude, a lot of us abandoned him because we thought he was going to be a true national leader. No. He did his own tribal thing. Ijaw people now took over and we're raging. We started hearing Mr. Kuku and all those crazy people. Yes. At the end of the day, he was ousted. Now, terrorism took a different dimension in Nigeria. Buhari took his time to destroy the Nigerian army. He placed terrorists in his command and control infrastructure. Terrorists were in the customs. Terrorists were in the Air Force. Terrorists in the Navy. Terrorists in DSS. He strategically repositioned all of Nigeria's security forces to ensure that Boko Haram elements were in there. And that is why we are where we are right now. He never fought Boko Haram, regardless of all the amount of money that was invested. He even openly confessed how millions of dollars that were earmarked for the purchase of ammunition vanished. And that nobody was held accountable. Yes. Yes. So after he had his 8 years of destruction, he handed over to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That, after, it was easy for him. The army was already compromised. It was a walkover from the periphery. The chairman of INEC, see, that's another position. He made sure that a Fulani with titles, Madam Fodio, was in charge of Nigeria's INEC. A night to the election, Mahmoud Yakubu, the chairman of INEC, was at Tinubu's house in Lagos. He was flown from Abuja. They were in a party. Yes, an umpire that is supposed to be neutral was in a party in one of the presidential candidates' house. After he ate and drank and the deal was sealed, they flew him back to Abuja. Nigerians saw it. They could not resist. They could not rise up. The election came. And we know who won the election. With the way the election was going, they stopped the election midway into it and announced a result at midnight when everybody was asleep. By the second day, Their candidate had already occupied the defense house. My God, Nigerians, what is wrong with you? And now, you know, when I see Nigerians, they say they are angling, they are preparing for 2027. You are crazy, crazy people. Nigerians are mostly crazy. Yes, they say they are preparing. They robbed them blind. They went to court. Peter will be, oh Lord, I don't even want to talk about that guy. Instead of leading Nigeria, he was believing in a system that has serially failed Nigerians. Yes, that's how a drug dealer and a terrorist in whose house those who bombed the United Nations building in 2011 that killed Americans, killed Britons, killed other Europeans, plus some Nigerians, became vice president of Nigeria. What a country. Or really, what a country. We have been reduced to a laughingstock. We have been reduced to a laughingstock. And we still don't get it. We still don't get it. So we are, instead of chasing the substance, we are chasing shadow. We are happy that Simon Ekpa has been arrested, or Nnamdi Kanu is incarcerated. Now, since the incarceration, what has taken place in Nigeria? What progress has Nigeria made? What, seriously? Hey, thank you, Sister Queen. Good to see you. Good to see you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I appreciate your commitment. I appreciate your love for us. God bless you. Yes. So, instead of chasing the substance, Nigerians are chasing shadows. I tell those who care to listen, 2027 will come and go. If we don't muster the courage, muster the unity that we need right now to chase these monsters away. I'm talking about not just the Bola Tinubu, the entire political class in Nigeria needs to be pushed off of our space. If we wait for for 2027, I can tell you we are getting absolutely nowhere. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will remain president of Nigeria. So Nigerians, stop joking. Wake up. Stand up. That is what is needed right now. Nothing more, nothing less. Any person waiting for this system to correct itself on its own, you are joking. We, the people of Nigeria, must unite, must use the power of the people to reset our country. So in concluding, I tell those who are celebrating today about the arrest of Simon Ekpa in Finland and the continued and illegal incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu. You are joking. Your days are coming. All right? I see all of you are hungry now. You are scampering. You have, most of you, especially from the north of Nigeria, and those who support this evil from southwest of Nigeria. Shame on all of you, because you are not Nigerians. If you are Nigerians, you will know that when one part of Nigeria is in trouble, you are also in trouble. How can we build this country with this type of division? The country is so divided. Why should we allow people like Saad to be telling us about what to do in Nigeria, where he's not even a Nigerian? He's an Arab. If he's a Nigerian and a high-profile Nigerian, it would have been great to see him working for peace. But they are all behind. They are the masterminds of the terrorism that is killing Nigeria. It is part of their strategic agenda to occupy forests and farmlands across Nigeria and then cause food insecurity in Nigeria. You don't know. You can't see. My brothers and sisters, especially you in the north of Nigeria, it is time for you to wake up. They robbed your ancestors. I'm talking to the Hausas now. 220 years today. These criminal elements, yes, have held you in hostage. It has become a generational problem. When are you going to be set free? When are you going to set yourself free? Get up now. Stand up. Stand up for Nigeria. Come to the mainstream of Nigeria. Let's all unite and build the Nigeria of our dream. Good night.